Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3. If you're just arriving and need a buyer's number, you want to be a potential bidder, please go in the office right here in Register and get signed up, please. Okay, flip it back over. Right inside the office there if you want to get a number.
Microphone on this side. Well, we don't have
Are we live?
Yes, sir.
Flip the PA on. I'll speak to those. Testing 1, 2. Let me speak to those that are on the internet with us this morning. We do appreciate you guys that are online with us. And that is something for all of you to keep in mind. We've got a great crowd here this morning to sell this beautiful 810 acres. But we will get back to you guys in just a moment. We'll get started very shortly. I will announce that is something for all of you to keep in mind. Any real estate you see that we're doing, which real estate is all we do anymore. We do sell a little personal property and equipment when there's real estate involved, but real estate's our primary business. And all of our auctions are conducted live online, which means you can be a potential bidder on the internet just like you're standing on the property. And we do have several people, lots of people that are watching today, and I think 3 or 4 different potential registered bidders. So keep that in mind. Just go to our website a day or two prior to the auction. Don't do it the morning of the auction because there's got to be a few arrangements made for earnest money and that kind of thing. But you can go online, register, and then you can be a bidder just as if you're standing on the property. And again, we do thank you for being here today. Is that everybody? Okay, good deal. All right. Let me welcome you here today. I'm Joe Wilson, Wilson Auctioneers Incorporated. First of all, I feel like I'm in a Baptist church. Everybody's sitting on the back row. Everybody take 5 giant steps this way. Come on up a little closer. Because if you don't come to me, I can come to you. That's not a problem. There you go. Some of you are following orders anyway. But again, I'm Joe Wilson, Wilson Auctioneers Incorporated. Thank you for being here today. We do appreciate your attendance. I will introduce those that will be helping us today. Peter Guerin is the licensed agent for this auction. If you call our office, you spoke to Peter. I know he's been to this farm many times over the last 2 or 3 weeks showing it to prospects, and I'm sure to somebody that will be the very fortunate buyer today. And before I even do that, I do want to take the opportunity. I think everybody here knows Emmett and his son, Joe. I see Joe. Where is Emmett? I know he's here somewhere. Where's Mr. Torian? Isn't he out here?
Way back there.
Oh, he's way back in the back. I do want to thank him for giving us opportunity to be here today. He's been a great guy to work for. Basically, he said, go do what you do best. He told me a while ago he's got real mixed emotions, and I'm sure he does. You know, when you're starting a new chapter in your life and you've done something for 50 years or right at it, it's difficult to start a new chapter, but he's ready to do that for a lot of reasons, age and other things. So that's why we're here today. And I wanted to publicly thank you, Emmett, for giving us an opportunity to be here today. Thank you so much. And I do certainly appreciate all of you guys. Now I'll finish introducing help. David Brewer, actually the president of our company now. My son-in-law is here. Our closing coordinator, Ken Betke. Raise your hand, Ken. Ken will be the one, whoever the high bidder is today, or high bidders, depending on what we do. Ken is the one that handles the closing all the way to closing. He'll take the contract, take it to the title company. He'll be the one that'll be in contact with you on a regular basis, arrange for closing. And any questions you have after today, don't call me because I probably won't know the answer. But I'll guarantee you Ken Betke will know the answer. So talk to Ken. My son Spencer's here, another one of our licensed agents. And then Chuck Dykus, another one of our agents, Doug Westgate, Gladys Webb. We got the whole bunch here today. We decided, if nothing else, we'll just surround you. So, but we do appreciate all of the guys being here today. And I do want to take a moment before we jump into this to wish all of you a very, very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We've got 3 or 4 auctions next week, and then 2017 is on the books. And we've had a real good year. We're very, very blessed, as well as I'm sure most of you feel that way as well. But I did want to take the opportunity to hope you have a great holiday season and spend some time with family. I do want to focus on what we're doing here today. We've got 2 tracks to offer you. Basically, the way we're going to do this in just a moment, track number 1, what we're calling track 1, is the 810-acre farm just down the road down here. That'll be sold by the dollar, not by the acre. The reason we're doing that is if we had a brand new survey which certified exactly to the 10th of an acre how many acres we had, then we would do that. But since we don't have a new survey, the Torians bought this many, many years ago. They bought it as 810 acres. We have checked the surveys. We've read the legals. We've plotted the legals. We believe 810 is very, very close. Very close. But because we do not have a new survey, I'm not going to sell it by the acre. We're going to sell it by the dollar for the 810 acres. So much money. We'll record that bid. When you get through bidding, I'll say sold, subject to, and it's subject to putting the 2 tracks together in a few minutes. But after we do that, we'll record that bid. Then we'll offer this track we're on, this 10 acres with the grain facility, all the improvements, the shop area and the little living quarter area here. We'll offer that. We'll take those 2 numbers. When we get through with that, we'll add them together. Whatever that number is, we'll offer it in its entirety. And the way it brings the most money is the way it will be sold today. It'll either be sold in individual tracks or both tracks together. Simply the way it brings the most money is the way it'll be sold. Terms on track number 1, which is the main farm, is $250,000 down as earnest money and a cashier's check. If that's the way you buy it and you only get that track, we'll ask you to be prepared to give us a cashier's check for $250,000. That'll be deposited in our real estate escrow account. And then again, Ken Betke will handle the closing from there. Terms on this track, the 10 acres, the grain facility is $25,000. If you buy both tracks, you'll give us a cashier's check for $275,000. The balance will be due at closing. We ask you to be ready, willing, and able to close within 30 days. We do have all of the big wigs with First Security Bank here. John Roth is here. John, thanks for coming. And John told me just a minute ago, he's looked everybody on the ground, and he's going to guarantee financing for whoever buys this. Isn't that what you said? Okay. Well, good. No, seriously, First Security is a great place to do business. I would highly recommend them. They've been very, very helpful to us over the years. And so if you do need financing, keep them in mind. However, you are not buying this property today subject to anybody loaning you the money. This is selling as if it's a cash transaction. Now, what that means is this. You're the high bidder today. You have 30 days to close this transaction. It doesn't mean that you can't go to First Security or Farm Credit or anybody else and finance this farm. What it means is you're not buying it subject to financing. So you're buying it as if it's a cash transaction. As long as you know you can get the money, that's all we're concerned about. You'll have time to do that. So bid accordingly. Again, we'll offer track 1, record that bid. Track 2, record that bid. Put the two together, and simply the way it brings the most money is the way it'll be sold. And that's the way we'll do it. We will ask when we put it together, tracks 1 and 2. I'm not going to let somebody bump the price up by $1,000 for when we're talking about this kind of money. It'll take at least a $10,000 increase. So, for instance, what I'm telling you, if we have, $3 million bid on the farm and $200,000 bid on this, we're at $3.2 million. For $3,210,000, you can put it together. You add $10,000 to that number, then we'll put it together. If there's more interest, we'll take off from there and see what it brings, and that's the way it'll be sold. So that's what I'm saying. It'll take at least a $10,000 increase when you put the two together to be able to do that. Okay, Faulkner County Abstract Company will be the closing agent. That's where it'll be, and they have an office right here in Conway, I believe it is, isn't it, Ken? Yes. The closing will be at their office. Again, we can close sooner than 30 days. If you're a cash buyer, you want to write a check and get it done, that's fine. Now, I do want to talk about the hunting rights. They are leased through this duck season. Is that correct, Pete?
Yes, sir.
That is correct. Okay, the hunting rights are leased through this duck season with a small group that's duck hunting this property. We'll have to abide for that through this season. Then from then on, it's up to you. And as far as the farmer is concerned, Pete, help me a little bit with farmer that's been farming at it. There's 2 more years left on that agreement, correct?
Yeah, we have a copy of the agreement in there.
We do have a copy of the current agreement with the Torians on the man that's been farming this farm, and there's 2 more years left on that agreement that you'll have to abide by unless you can get with him and work something out. But that'll be between you and the farmer that's farming this farm currently. So I want to make sure you understood that. Guys, I don't know what else I can tell you about it. This is, talk a little bit about this. This is a 250,000 bushel grain storage facility with a 2,000 square foot shop, 50 by 60 tractor shed, 98 by 98 tractor shed, updated office area, living quarters, and what you see here. Of course, the farm speaks for itself. Cadron River frontage, I would say, mineral rights, 100% mineral rights are being conveyed. The Torians feel like they own 100%. That's what they bought, understanding, and they're conveying 100% of the mineral rights with this farm today. Yes. Of course, there's natural gas all over the farm. All of the pivots, the 3 pivots that are on the property will remain with the property. The pumps that are on the property will remain with the property. Talking about the 810 acres, and they're all fired by natural gas, and I think they're 1-inch gas lines all over the place to provide that. There is approximately a 40-acre reservoir. There's excellent deer hunting, duck hunting, fishing, whatever you want to do, it pretty much has it here. From what I understand, the lease on the hunting, if you want to pursue that after this season, they've been getting $25,000 a year for the duck hunting rights, and I think that's duck hunting only. That's what I understand anyway. But again, that'll be between you and whoever's doing that. And then, of course, the farm share on the farm. You know what that is with the current farmer. And go from there. Any questions? Anybody? I don't know, but I'll say it again if I didn't say it. Don't forget the 10% buyer's premium. Simply means whatever you bid, you add 10% of that amount. That's what you pay. You bid $1 million, you're paying $1.1 million. You bid $2 million, you're paying $2.2 million. You bid $3 million, you're paying $3.3 million. You bid $300,000, you're paying $330,000. So bid accordingly. That's what the contract will be written for. If it sells together, both the grain facility and the farm, that'll be written under one contract. It'll be added together. Add the buyer's premium to that, and that'll be written under one contract. Obviously, if it's sold separately, there'll be 2 contracts written and 2 closings. Any questions, anybody? I covered everything, David?
Yep.
Any questions? Good. Means everybody understands what we're doing. Let me ask you to do me one more favor then. I start every auction half for 35 or 6 years now with a word of prayer, and I'm going to do that today. Let me ask you to bow your head. I'm going to pray, and we're going to get started. Father, thank you for today. Thank you for this beautiful time of year. Thank you for this season and what it means. I pray for our seller today. Let your will be done. I pray for everybody on the ground today. Let your will be done there as well. And again, thank you for letting us live in the United States of America where we're free to even do what we're doing here today. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you very much. Let's have an auction sale, guys. Ladies, and we at least have one lady here, so I can say ladies and gentlemen. We have two. How in the world could I miss you, dear? I'm so sorry. We have two ladies here. But anyway, the 810 acres, by the dollar, that's the way you're buying it. Don't make me beg you to bid. You start it, and when you get through bidding, we'll drop the hammer, offer this, put it together, and see where we are. Start it where you want to buy it. Start it on me, dollar to get for it. By the dollar now. Start it where you want to buy it. Start it somewhere. 750,000. That's certainly cheap enough. $1 million where? I've got it in 3 different places. $1 million. Now $1,250,000. $1,250,000. Thank you. Now $1,500,000. Now $1,750,000. $1,750,000. 50, 50, 50 to $1,750,000. $1,750,000. 50, 50 to $1,750,000. $1,750,000 to $1,750,000. $1,750,000 to $1,750,000. Would you give $1,600,000? Let you in for $1,600,000. $1,600,000, thank you now $7. $1,700,000, thank you now $8. $1,700,000 to give $8. $1,800,000. $1,800,000 to middle of $1,800,000. $1,800,000 to middle of $1.8. $1.8, would you give $1.8? I saw you in the back. $1.8, now $9. $1.8, would you give $9? Spencer, I took him as a bid. That's correct. Okay. 1.8, now 9. 1.9, thank you, now 2 million. 1.9, would you give 2, sir? 1.9, would you give 2? 2, would you give 2 million? Don't miss it for that kind of money. $1,000,009, would you give 2 million? $1,000,009, would you give 2? 2, would you give 2 million in the middle of I, would you give 2 million? You're gonna miss it. $1,000,009, would you give 2 million? 2 million in the middle of I, would you give $2 million? $1,000,009, would you give 2? $1,000,009, would you give 2? 2, would you give 2 million in the middle of I, would you give 2 million? $1,000,009, now 2. $1,000,009, would you give? Let me guess. $1,950,000. He is a tightwad. But I'll take it. $1,925,000. $1,950,000. $1,925,000. Even $950,000. $1,925,000. Guys, compute that by the acre. That's not a lot of money. You need to pay attention. $1,925,000, $950,000. $1,925,000 to get 50, 50, 50, just 25,000 more. $1,950,000. I'll let you do it too. $1,950,000 to middle of $1,950,000. $1,950,000, 50, 50 to $1,950,000. $1,925,000 to get 50. $1,925,000 to get 50. $1,925,000 to $1,950,000 to middle of $1,950,000. Are you done? $1,925,000 to $950,000. Anybody? $1,925,000 to $950,000. 50, 50 to 9. $1,950,000. Anybody? David, I think I know what they're doing. They're going to wait till we put it together. And that's all right. You can do that. I've got $1,925,000 right now. $1,950,000. Are you done at this point? $1,950,000. $1,950,000. $1,950,000 to middle of $1,950,000. Let's hold the bid at $1,925,000. Buyer number 307. $1,925,000. Tell me that number. 307. Thank you. And again, the buyer's premium will be added on at the end, so keep that in mind. Track number 2, this 10-acre facility, 250,000 gallon of grain facility, all the buildings, all the improvements. And here you go on this track. Start it on me, dollar to get for it. Start it somewhere, guys. Don't make me beg you to bid. How much on it? 100,000. Thank you. Now 200. 100,000. Now 2. 100,000. 200 to middle of Bobby. $200,000 bill. 100,000. Now 2. Would you give 150? 100,000 to middle of Bobby. 150. 150, 50, 50, 150, 100 now 50, 100,000 a bit low. What do you have? 125.
125.
Thank you. Now 150, 125, 150, 125, you get 50, 50, 50, $150,000 bill. 125. Guys, look what you're buying right here. And this is something that you can lease. This is a profit center. You can turn it into a great camp house or facility, whatever you want to do. I've got 125, 150 where? 125 to 150. 150, thank you, in the back. I've got a new man in 150 now, 175, Chuck. 150, 175, he's out. 150, 175 in the middle of about 175,000. Now 200. 175 to give two, sir. 200,000. You know it's still worth the money. 175 to give 200,000. What do you have? 185. Let you in for a dime. 185. 175, 85. Now 95. 185, 95. 195 to the middle of Bobby, 195. 185, 95. 185 to give 95 to the middle of Bobby, 195. 180, 95. Are you done? 185, 195. 185 to 195 to the middle of Bobby, 195,000. Last call. Are you done? Chuck, ask him one time if he'll give 190. I've got 185. Will he give 5,000 more? 190. Let's hold the bid at 185,000. Right there, that's bidder 313. Bidder 313 at 185,000. Give me a total, David.
Just double checking my math.
Okay.
Plus 184. Yep. 2,110,000.
We're at $2,110,000 in its entirety. 2,110,000. So for $2,120,000, you can be in the winning position on its entirety. 2,120,000. 2,120,000 to bid and you're buying it all. 2,120,000 to bid 120. 2,120,000. 2,120,000 to bid 120,000. 2,120,000, 20, $120,000 bill. 2,120,000. 2,120,000 to bid 120. 2,120,000. 2,120,000. Gentlemen, I'm not going to waste your time. When you're through, I'm through. We're going to sell this farm. I've got a new man at 2,120,000. 130. That's the way it's going to be sold, guys. Now's your opportunity. 2,120,000, now 30. 130,000 to middle of Bobby, $130,000 bill. 2,130,000. 2,130,000, 30, 30, 130. 2 million now 30. 2,130,000 to middle of Bobby, 130. 2,130,000 to middle of Bobby, 130. 2 million now 30. 2,130,000. 2,130,000 to middle of Bobby, 130. 2 million now 30. 2,130,000. 2,130,000 to middle of Bobby, 130,000. $2,130,000 bill. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't forget you that time. When you're through, I'm through. Check the internet. Make sure we don't have any bidders online, David, before I drop the hammer. I've got 2,130,000. 2,120,000 is the bid. Now 130. 2,130,000, 30, 30, 130 to middle of Bobby. $2,130,000. Are you done? 2,130,000. Last call. 2,130,000. Anybody else? 2,130,000 to middle of Bobby. $2,130,000. Yay or nay? Last call. Anybody? Guys in the back, you want to do it? 2,130,000. 2,130,000. 2,130,000 going once. 2,130,000 going twice. 2,130,000 out of the middle of the last and final call. Get in or out right now. 2,130,000. Anybody? Gentlemen over here, are you done? 2,130,000. 2,130,000. 2,130,000. Last call. Anybody? I'm not going to drop it yet, Pete. As long as you got that finger sticking in the air, I'm going to give you one more second. $2,130,000. Anybody else? 2,130,000. Are you done? 2,130,000. Last call. 2,130,000. We get $2,130,000. Yes or no, Pete? Yes or no, Pete? Tell me no, and I'm going to sell it. 2,130,000. Done. Then I have sold it. $2,120,000 plus the buyer's premium. Give him a ninth round. Buyer number 307. Buyer 307.